Peace and blessings is real. First and foremost, want to take this time and give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh through his only begotten Son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out. And I hope you sincere brothers and sisters is edified by this word. And the name of the lesson is called Sign of the End Times, Biblical News, Volume 235. In this edition of Sign of the End Times, we're going to deal with the Georgia governor COVID-19 mask debacle. All right, dealing with the governor of Georgia, which would be Mr. Brian Kemp. All right, if you've been following this COVID-19 mask mandate that's been pretty much nationwide, Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia has decided to overrule that stance. He's even went as far as suing Atlanta, the city of Atlanta. This is a clear sign that we are in the end times when you have this type of behavior that's taking place. In a time where we're dealing with a serious crisis, a pandemic crisis, and you have an individual that wants to keep the so-called white people's privileged with an opportunity to not have to wear a mask if they don't want to. Because this is clearly what it is at the end of the day. Since this mandate has been floating around and flirted, so-called white people, a lot of so-called white people have really had a problem with being forced to wear a mask. And that's just, it just shows you the mentality and the entitlement that Elvis is used to. Okay. The big uproar, if you want to call it an uproar, is the fact that the Georgia governor, Brian Kemp, he overrules the mask mandate. And he says that, at the same time, he strongly encouraged individuals to wear the mask, but he didn't make it mandatory. And the reason why he didn't make it mandatory, because he said the bridge is too far. Now, it don't take a rocket scientist to understand what mandatory means. Okay, the mask mandatory is required by law or rules, or there's an obligation. Okay, there's an obligation which is not optional when it comes to wearing a mask. Okay, now, according to CDC, which is in Georgia, the same state where the governor wants to overrule the mask mandate, CDC themselves have stated that wearing the mask stops the spread of COVID-19. And if, in a 60 to 90 day window, we could potentially really take control of this monster of COVID-19. We can get a better handle on it and definitely put an extreme slowness to the rapid of spreading this disease or this, whatever it is. Okay, according to CDC, wearing masks not only slows down the spread of COVID-19, but it also gives the boost. It gives a boost of improvement of health to our society. All right. So when you put that together with the fact that with everything that's been going on with COVID-19, and then you see where it's an improvement of health, like it's an improvement of our health, the fact of wearing the COVID-19 mask. And this man says, nah, it's not mandatory that you wear it. I just strongly encourage you to wear it but it's not mandatory. So what you have here is a conflict. And what's the conflict? Mask mandate versus wearing it at your own discretion, so to speak. If someone strongly encourages you to wear a mask versus wearing the mask as a mandatory, then you can understand the difference in that. Like here in Wisconsin, it's a mask mandate, which means that it's required by law or by rules. There's an obligation for everyone that's in the public to wear this mask, and the only exceptions is those that got health issues and upper respiratory issues. But if you don't have that, you are required by law to wear a mask. And like I said, the wearing of the mask is supposed to be implemented to stop the spread of COVID-19. So if that's the case, then why would this governor in Georgia decide to not make it mandatory, overrule the local representatives that's pushing the mask mandate to say he strongly encouraged it, but he's not going to make it mandatory because the bridge is too far? You see that? So are we trying to stop the spread of this COVID, or are we trying to make it worse and worse and worse? You see? Only one scripture comes to mind at this moment dealing with this situation regarding the governor of Georgia, which is Brian Kemp. And it's in Hebrews 10, verse 26, and it speaks about deliberately, going on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth. Deliberate sinning is going on in the mind of Brian Kemp, because it says deliberately going on sinning after we have received the knowledge of the truth. Now, according to CDC, the knowledge of the truth is the fact that if you wear the mask, it's going to slow down the spread of COVID-19 and ultimately improve the health of society. Okay. According to CDC, that was the knowledge of truth that was being revealed. Okay. According to this COVID-19, we know the ultimate truth is Yahweh through his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai. But that's over a lot of people's heads, so I'm going to keep it basic and simple. According to the improvement of the health of this society, CDC strongly stands on the fact that wearing the mask stops the spread of COVID-19, to the point where most states, if not all states, have implemented the mask mandate because they believe that knowledge of truth that was put out there by CDC. But then you have an individual in the same state as CDC that says, we don't need to do a mandate. We don't need to do a mask mandate. The bridge is too far. But I strongly encourage you to wear a mask. Now, what do you see on the screen? This is the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp. Look what he has on his face. He has a mask on. So do he have this mask on because he don't want to be exposed to COVID-19? Or is he wearing this mask because it looks fly? No, he's wearing that mask because he does not want to be exposed to the spread of COVID-19. But here's the kicker. If you don't want to be exposed to the spread of COVID-19 and you wearing a mask, then why would you tell your constituents, or why would you tell your people that you strongly encourage them to wear a mask, but you don't make it mandatory? See, when you don't make it mandatory, what you're saying is, hey, wear them. If you wear the mask, cool. But if you don't, I can't make you wear it. And when it come to Elvis, he don't want to wear it. So if it's up to him, he's not going to wear it. And the only way some of these Elvises is going to wear that mask is if you make it mandatory. And if you don't make it mandatory, they're not going to wear it. And if they're not going to wear it, we're going to be in a society continuously with people not wearing the mask, being exposed to the spread of COVID-19. You dig? Now, again, I'm not telling people they have to wear the mask. My spiritual bro is not a fan of wearing the mask. I'm not a fan of wearing the mask, but at the same time, I have to wear the mask due to my job, and I have to wear the mask due to the fact that my wife has compromised health. So even if I didn't want to wear the mask, I'm still in the trick bag at the end of the day. So this is a clear sign of the end times, man, where you see where you have a governor that's going out his way to stop the mask mandate in his own state and leaving it up to the people to wear the mask if they feel if it's necessary. And that's why we in the situation we in today with the spread of COVID-19 getting worse and worse and worse because of the freely of not wearing the mask, being irresponsible and careless, man. And that's all the ingredients of a sign that we are in the end times, man. I hope you sincere brothers and sisters was edified by this word. And we give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, through his only begotten son, Yahushua, for allowing this word to come out, man. Shalom.